Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to the Year of the Black Entrepreneur. I am Kimberly Winborn. I'm excited to be here because we get to feature another Black entrepreneur, one who I'm extremely excited about being able to have a conversation with because I consider her a dear sister friend. I have seen her journey. I've known her for a few years now. And so now I get to introduce her to some of you and reintroduce her to others. But you are going to want to tune in. You're going to want to share. So right now, if you haven't, go ahead and take a moment and just hit that share button to share with your network, share to your pages, share to your groups. We want more people to hear about what redefining Black entrepreneurship is all about by featuring this amazing young lady who has taken over Raleigh and the surrounding areas with her tenacity, with her drive, with her intuition and innovation. And so let's go ahead and bring her on right now. Hey.
Hey, Kim, how are you?
I'm excellent. Welcome to the Year of the Black Entrepreneur as our featured guest business owner for the evening. Not even a guest because you've been here. So welcome, Lori Jones. Lori is the founder and CEO of Blackology Coffee Company. Lori, you have to tell us about Blackology. And first of all, it's an amazing name. And so how did you come up with the name? And second of all, what is it all about?
Well, thank you for having me. First and foremost, honored to be here and on stage with you. Let's see, Blackology. I created the name Blackology after developing a passion for Black coffee.
Mm-hmm.
So the ideology behind it is the study of Black coffee. I came up with a name back in 2019. It was not the time to launch the business at that time. The right climate for it, if you will. So the Black Lives Matter movement actually prompted a conversation from God to me one night that said, "It's go time."
Go.
So Blackology is intended to mean different things to different people.
Mm-hmm.
For coffee lovers, it is the love of Black coffee. We are all about cultivating a love of Black coffee. In addition to that, people like the clothing line because the name is symbolic of Black Lives Matter for them. And then basically, really how it all came about was after I got laid off due to COVID back in March of last year. So this journey has been quite amazing.
And so to be specific, when you say a love of Black coffee, you're talking about the flavors and the all of the things that go into it. And so you become a connoisseur. Even prior to Blackology Coffee, you were a connoisseur sort of coffee. And so what is the process like? How have you been able to come up with the various coffees that you're going to have in your line, especially the Year of the Black Entrepreneur signature coffee blend? How did you come up with that process?
So as far as creating the flavors for the coffee, so my background is I do have a culinary background. I've been a chef since 2006. So chasing flavors, creating flavors, finding flavors and things that most folks wouldn't. That's where my heart is, in addition to being overly obsessed with coffee. I did create one of the new blends is the YBE blend. That one is a really smooth coffee, similar to a Folgers. The reason that I created that name for that particular coffee is one, I love what YBE stands for. It's bringing everyone together and celebrating Black entrepreneurs. But in addition to that, my dear friend Ryan Ray has played a major role in my life as well as my entrepreneurial life. helping me, develop from solopreneur to entrepreneur.
That's so awesome. And it's so significant that you phrase it like that, from solopreneur to entrepreneur. Was that a mindset journey that you had to go upon, you had to venture upon in order to get to that place? Because I know that's a big deal for Ryan, that personal development. What's something, like one or two things that stood out to you when it came to helping to redevelop your mindset from solopreneur to entrepreneur?
So it was a hard journey. It's still an ongoing journey. I definitely must add. But to really get out of the mindset that I have to do everything myself, and learn that some things you do have to delegate. It's hard to do because that means trusting others to have the best interests of your business and your ideas at heart.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's been the biggest, because I was burning myself out in the beginning. Now I have help from my friends, my community, my buddy Josh, who's usually by my side at pop-up shops, and my affiliates as well.
Yeah. So speaking of the pop-up shops, how does somebody get you at their location, or how are you creating these relationships to be? I mean, because you're everywhere. Oftentimes you've been everywhere, even through COVID. You were at Vibe, you were at the Downtown Black Farmers Hub, you were so many different places. How are you creating these relationships?
So it's all about community. So part of Blackology, we are all about cultivating a love of Black coffee through community, education, and the development of relationships. So there have been a lot of introductions within my immediate circle and my immediate network, introducing me to so many wonderful entrepreneurs and creatives, and just having conversations and developing these relationships.
So what are some of the things that we can expect ahead as we continue to see Blackology Coffee grow and expand? What are some of the things that you are excited about that we can expect?
So the most immediate thing that I'm excited about is transitioning into March. Our spring menu is going to be coming out for pop-up shops. It's going to be a colorful and flavorful menu, which is something different than what most have been used to. In addition to that, we do have a GoFundMe. We are working on getting a storefront space. We are growing quite fast, and want to continue to be able to support local businesses, as well as we have also now stepped into the wholesale world as well.
How awesome. So for somebody who is much like yourself, starting as a solopreneur, wanting to be an entrepreneur, what is one tip that you would give them that will help them to grow in that space? We talked about mindset, but what's some of the things, because as a solopreneur and not delegating, there's a lot that you had to learn to do yourself. So what is something that you could share with those who are listening that really helped you in your journey as an entrepreneur to be able to be successful or more successful? We know you've been in media. We know that you have, we see marketing all the time. We see your social media growing, so many different things, reward programs. What are some of the tips and tools that you used in order to do and execute all of those things?
So I would say the one thing that I've done that served me most is I didn't start the business because I wanted to make money, so to speak. I started the business because it's something that I enjoy, that I love doing, and it also puts smiles on other people's faces. So it's a way of serving others for me. And as far as advice goes, work on self first. There's a lot of self work that goes into this. I've been doing a lot of self work from the time that COVID started, even up until now. Start with that so that it's not something that you have to do after the fact.
Yeah, that's good. What is the GoFundMe name so that we can put it at the bottom and people can get that information if they want to donate?
The GoFundMe, it's called Blackology Coffee Company Storefront.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the link, but I can get it to you guys and we can drop it in the comments.
Okay. Can they find it on your social media page?
They can find it on Instagram. There is a link in the profile, and you just click the GoFundMe button, and that's at Blackology Coffee Company on Instagram.
And we'll make sure to share that as well if you want to put it in the comments later. So, Year of the Black Entrepreneur, you mentioned a few minutes ago the reason why you felt it necessary to join this community. And so are you sharing it as you're sharing it? Because I know you are. As you're sharing it with others, what's something that you're sharing with them about what you're excited about with Year of the Black Entrepreneur for your own personal goals for this year?
So the excitement piece is one, watching all of these entrepreneurs in this group. Like I'm over here cheering everybody on that's just getting started, that's been established for a while. The community aspect, it feels like family in YBE. So yeah.
So the community, and it feels like family. So you feel like you have your tribe.
Yes.
You found your tribe. It's so important to the journey of entrepreneurship, because so many times we do feel alone. We feel like we're in our own silo and our own world, but you found your tribe here. And I'm sure that provides some level of comfort that helps the process even the more. Yeah, right?
Absolutely.
And so you're also a mother, Lori. And so for the people listening out there that are aspiring or have a business, and you have two small children, well, they're young. One is a little younger than the other one. How are you doing all of this, creating all of these opportunities for your business, creating opportunities even for other people to help, partner with them so that they can push their businesses? How are you doing all of this and raising bright young men?
Honestly, the first answer that comes to mind is I don't know, because some days I don't know how I do. But no, I mean, I have a great support system, friends, family, my parents, as well as the boys being involved too. This was also something for them to watch along the way. I started out depressed when COVID started. So them watching, seeing that, and then transitioning into starting a business and what that looks like, they've been a big part of that as well.
That's so significant. And I love that, because we have seen the pictures where they've been learning how to make coffee or make an espresso or whatever, a latte or something. And it's so cool that you have them with you. They get to see mommy evolve and they get to be a part of that process. So it goes back to that word for me, legacy. What is the legacy, Lori, that you want to leave? When people think of your name, what do you want them to remember?
I want them to remember, one, me as a kind, giving person, 2, amazing coffee, and 3, how to incorporate family and, really, really involve your kids in this. My oldest son is not as much involved as my youngest son is, but I know that he sees what's going on. So.
Oh, nice. So we got a picture here. Go team in the background. So here's a picture of Lori with her sons.
Yes, yes.
Do you know where you are right here? Are you able to remember from that picture?
Yep, that was our very first pop-up shop. We were at Nora Cafe over in North Raleigh. That's another location that actually sells our coffee.
Awesome.
But yeah, there's so many memories that I'll never forget, and that's definitely one of them.
Awesome. That's such a beautiful picture. Absolutely, to see a family. Like, you can look back on that picture years from now. I think I would probably be in tears every time I look back on where the journey started with my boys. And then you can have a fast forward picture of them as like young men or men, with their families. And another Blackology coffee picture. I just really love what you're doing. I love how you're actually creating new experiences. You know, I'm a super fan. I love how you're creating new, it's for those people that hate coffee, have hated coffee. Now you're giving them something new with having that not so bitter, not so nasty taste that sometimes come with that. And you're giving them that experience of a new thing that they can now share with others. I know many people want to know how they can get their coffee. Can they purchase it online and in person, or what's the best route for right now?
So right now, online, while we finalize some other details with some other stores, and then I'll release where other places you'll be able to purchase. But online at www.blackologycoffeecompany.com.
Awesome. And so you guys should see that scrolling across at some point of the ticker here, blackologycoffeecompany.com. And then she mentioned a couple of local storefronts where it is, Nori, and how many others are you at for storefronts?
Currently just Nora, but there are 3 more that are getting ready to come up on the map, as well as we are going to be partnering with the Right Village to allow for local pickup.
Nice. Nice. So this is an entrepreneur, you all, that is growing. I'm sure within the next 30 days, we're going to be celebrating something else. And then the 30 days after that, something else. And so thank you for joining us for YBE 28 days. This is day number 25. And we got to feature Lori Jones of Blackology Coffee Company. I couldn't be more excited to have had this conversation with anyone else. So you all make sure to come back tomorrow. Lori, any closing words?
Keep being great. Keep celebrating Black entrepreneurship. It's not a season. It's not a month. This is an ongoing thing.
Ongoing. You guys make sure to follow and join, not just follow, but join the Year of the Black Entrepreneur. While the membership is still at the discounted investment rates of only $99, you want to make sure to go to ybehub.com and be a part of all that's going on. You're a Black entrepreneur. You're redefining entrepreneurship, and this is your year. So make sure to join us, ybehub.com. Go ahead and become a member and be a part of this amazingness that's happening. You don't want to miss it. Have a great rest of your Thursday evening. We'll see y'all soon. Come on back here tomorrow, 6:30.
Bye. Thanks, Kim.
You're welcome.